Good morning, beautiful people around the world, and welcome to Obinwannem English News Update. My name is Oboh Promise, the news presenter. On our news update this morning, according to Punch, food crisis. 82 million Nigerians may go hungry soon, UN warns. The United Nations has again predicted that 82 million Nigerians, about 64% of the country's population, may go hungry by 2030. Calling on the government to tackle climate change, pest infestations and other threats to agricultural productivity. The prediction comes in the wake of a persistent hike in food prices in the country. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, Nigeria's food inflation rate hit a record high of 40.66% in May 2024, surpassing the previous month's 40.53% increase. This surge represents the largest year-on-year increase in food prices since records began in 1996. Historically, food inflation in Nigeria has averaged 18.42% with the lowest point of 17.50% in January 2000. Lagos, Edo, Akwa-Ibom, Ebonyi plan comes for flood victims. Some state governments are planning to set up camps for residents displaced by the current flooding ravaging several communities in the country. This is as no fewer than 10 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, have either experienced various degrees of flooding or recorded casualties as the rains intensified. The Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Yusuf, who issued the red alert during a press briefing in Abuja, warned that 21 more states might experience flooding. He stated this against the background of the downpour on Wednesday, which grounded business and commercial activities in Lagos and Ogun states. The resulting flooding brought down a two-story building in the emerging area of Lagos and overwhelmed residents, while pupils could not attend schools in parts of the state. Additionally, a pupil was swept away by the flooding in the Ketu area of Lagos. Still on Punch, Sanwo-Olu seeks special power infrastructure for Lagos. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has appealed to the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, to give special consideration to Lagos State in the provision of power infrastructure. However, Sanwo-Olu said this is not to be done to the disadvantage of other states. The governor spoke on Friday during a visit to the office of the Power Minister in Abuja. Sanwo-Olu said no development can take place without the sector. Lagos is critical and an important microcosm of the country. It should therefore be given major consideration in the provision of power infrastructure. But we are not saying this to the disadvantage of other states, he said. He described the power sector as a critical factor in economic development. Addressing some of the minister's directors who received him in the company of the minister, the governor charged them to further improve their performance. The power sector is critical for economic turnaround and development of the country. You must therefore constantly improve on your performance, he said. And now moving to Sahara Reporters. Power-drunk Niger State Governor Bago publicly orders security detail to assault Islamic cleric. The Niger State Governor Mohammed Usmaru Bago has been caught on camera ordering a security detail to assault and deal with an Islamic cleric. Sahara Reporters gathered that the governor gave the order during the 3-day Fadu prayer for the wife of his deputy, Hajiha Zaina Yakubu Gaba, who died after a brief illness in Mina on Monday. Fido is a special prayer offered after 7 of 40 days after a Muslim Usma died. Sources at the event told Sahara Reporters that the cleric had volunteered to offer prayers during the event, but Bago was infuriated over his request. In the video, the governor, who was addressing sympathizers, said, "We cannot pray for the repose of the deceased from mosques within our areas. May Allah forgive our shortcomings and grant her eternal peace. So let's get a cleric to pray for us." When the yet to be identified man came forward, the governor became furious, saying, "Did I talk to you? Are you an imam?" And now to Arise News. Vice President Shettima says agriculture and manufacturing among critical sectors in Nigeria that promise attractive returns. Vice President Kashim Shettima has called for a significant shift from dependence on oil to other critical sectors with attractive investment returns in Nigeria. He identified agriculture, manufacturing, renewable energy and digital innovation among other sectors as potential investment grounds to explore, saying they align with the nation's development priorities outlined in the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan. Shettima, who stated this on Friday during the existing foreign direct investors roundtable at the banquet hall of the State House, Abuja, noted that the 8-point agenda of the renewed hope administration of President Bola Tinubu signals diverse avenues for investment from agriculture to renewable energy. Through targeted incentives and public-private partnerships, we aim to unlock the full potential of these sectors, catalyzing job creation and socio-economic empowerment across the country, he added. The Vice President assured the investors and other development partners of a business environment that is characterized by transparency, accountability, and regulatory certainty, even as he employed them to recognize the indispensable role of public-private partnerships in mobilizing resources, sharing expertise, and mitigating investment risk. Still on Arise News, President Tinubu says his administration will heal wounds and rebuild displaced lives. President Bola Tinubu on Friday led the foundation for the official launch of the resettlement scheme for persons impacted by conflicts to address the humanitarian crisis caused by internal displacement across Nigeria. The project marks a shift in the government's approach to internal displacement and conflict resolution and a commitment of President Tinubu to not just temporary relief but long-term rehabilitation and reintegration of affected communities. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony of the pilot phase of the project in Todun, Biri, Kaduna State, President Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, said there couldn't have been a better place for the takeoff of this intervention than these diverse states. According to the President, Kaduna State has offered us a launch pad to venture into the communities dislodged by conflict. For so long, we have been held hostage by the fear of ourselves and allowed preventable incidents to escalate into transgenerational disputes. Today we gather to say enough is enough. And with this, we've come to the end of our news update today. A massive thanks for listening to Obinwannem News Hour. Please do ensure to follow Obinwannem Media Platform to be updated anytime we come live. My name is still Oboh Promise, Obinwannem News presenter from Akwa-Ibom State. Please do have a lovely day. Bye-bye.